How's it going, everybody? This is Darrin with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson, and today I've got three fun and easy riffs for you from April Wine. Guitar Control is giving away a free chord chart in PDF format. It's a free download. There's a link down in the description. It's really well organized, has every chord that you could ever need at a glance. You can print it off and put it just like where you practice or in your gig bag or whatever. Really great tool, useful, and it's free. Just click the link in the description. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at these. Alright, so the first one we're going to look at is the the main opening riff from Roller. So this is all just made up of a bunch of single notes except at the very end of it. So we start off, we're playing on the open low E string. So we have 2, and then we're going to go to the A string, your first finger on the 2nd fret and your 3rd finger on the 4th fret, and we're going to pick 4, pull off to 2, and pull off to the open string. And that's like a triplet. And then we follow that with the open low E string, and then the 2nd fret of the D string. Alright, so after you do the 2 hit notes there on the D string, then we come back to the A string, we do that same 4, pull to 2, pull to open. The open low E string, and then back to this again. So if we think about it like that, the riff is, and then back to the same 4-2 thing again. Then we've got to end this first half of it. So now we're going to go open, hammer to the 4th fret on the D string, to the 2nd fret of the A string, and then just do the same sequence, but we just move it down a set of strings. So now we're open A, hammer to 4 to the 2nd fret of D. Okay, so that's like the first time through. We end with the... Then starting on the 3rd measure, it's the 3rd measure is the same as the 1st, so it just goes back to that same. Now this time, instead of doing we're going to just do a D5. So if you just take the regular old D chord, but you just try to want to avoid hitting the high E string, because that has the major 3rd in it, and then to an A5. So, and then it would just repeat. So that second half. And then it would just repeat. So. Alright, so the next one we're going to look at is All Over Town. This one is really, really easy to play in comparison to the first one. So for this one here, it's made up of a bunch of octaves. So we're going to start off with first finger on the 5th fret of the low E string, and then your 3rd finger onto the 7th fret of the D string, because it's the same note, it's just an octave higher. So we're going to play that 1 and 2 and we rest on the end of 2. Now, during that little rest, that buys us just a moment of time to move this shape down. So now your first finger is on the first fret of the low E, and your third finger is on the third fret of the D string. Same thing. So you got like rest, rest. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's the first measure. Then on the second measure, we're going to take that shape and we're going to move it up a whole step. So now we're on the third fret of the low E and the fifth fret of the D. And we're going to just do that twice. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's the first two measures. Then the third measure is the same as the first. So we just come back up to the 5 and 7 again, down to 1 and 3. Now, this time, it's a little bit different. So we're going to take your first finger and just bring it up to the third fret, and we're going to be you might as well just bar it, because we're going to be playing the third fret of the E and the A string. So it's like 1 and. So we pick 6 to 5. And then we just move that up a half step, so it's at the 4th fret, to the 5th fret, and then to the 6th fret. And then the riff just starts over again. So that second half. The whole thing. And then finally, the last one we're going to look at is Enough is Enough. So, again, fairly simple. This one here, it has this voicing of F, and I've just, from a lot of my private lessons and stuff, a lot of people struggle with this chord, especially if you're a beginner. So what I'm doing is my first finger is barring the first fret of the B and high E string, and then my second finger is on the second fret of the G string, and my third finger is on the third fret of the D string. So we've got that, and then we've got C, and then we've got G5. So for this G5, third fret of the low E with my first finger, and then the 5th fret of the A string with my third finger, and the D and G strings open. And then we're also going to have E minor 7 over G, which is basically what we're going to do is this note on the A string is going to go from the 5th fret to the 7th fret. So it's like, like a shuffle thing that you've probably done before. That's what's happening here. So we start off with that F, and this is a quarter note, so that, this beat 1, then we rest on 2, and then on beat 3, it's C is a quarter note. So it's like 1, 2, 3, then we rest on the downbeat of 4, and to this chord. So for this, since we're going to do this thing here, I'll use my first finger on the 3rd fret of the low E, and then my second finger on the 5th fret of the A string. So for this, we hit this on the and of 1, the and of 4, and it's tied to the downbeat of 1 on the next measure. So it's like and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. Alright, so there you have it, 3 not too terribly difficult riffs from April Wine. April Wine is one of those bands that I just end up kind of forgetting about, and I really liked them a lot when I was a kid. I think the guitar player, and I'm really crappy with remembering people's names and stuff, but the guitar player for the band, his solos are really cool because they're always really melodic, and you can sing them, you can hum them. They're they're really cool. I think he's kind of an underrated player. Anyway, if you like this lesson, be sure to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this or other guitar-related topics. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we upload throughout the week. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.